Hi there, Tom. I've just made this video just to go through a couple of things that we've worked on over the last 4 or 5 years. I wish I had your swing when we first started, but I don't have that on the computer. There is a video on YouTube with your original swing. So some of the things that we've worked on is the first one, we strengthened up your grip a bit. You had a much more neutral grip, especially in the left hand. We strengthened that up, the right hand as well, but you've settled into that pretty quickly, and you've stuck with it over the years, which has been great. The second thing is the trigger move, little upload, so just moving up and away from the ball slightly. Camera might be moving a bit, but so your trigger move has gotten a little bit bigger, a bit more exaggerated over the last sort of 6 months. Something that we can monitor. It's something that you'll see now. This camera moves a little bit as well, but you'll see this with Dustin Johnson as well. He's got that trigger move almost before the club goes away, lifts up and away from the ball. Then you used to have quite a restricted hip turn, and that restricted your ability to really turn your shoulders and get that left scap protracting there, and then the right scap retracting that way. So you've done really well with that. Something I want to keep monitoring is a little bit of left pelvic tilt here. We just don't want that to get excessive, but it's just something that we'll watch, and it's something we haven't worked on. So you'll see the same pattern there with Dustin Johnson. So you've got the left shoulder protraction, right shoulder retraction that way. That's commonly known as shoulder turn. Then on the downswing, we moved on the femurs here, going into dual external rotation, or ER. You'll see the same here. So that's the old Sam Snead squat move. There we've got the dual ER. That's delayed now until we get into the hitting zone, when both legs are going to go into IR. So you'll actually see the left leg moving back there, and that helps with rotation, so that the hips can rotate. You'll see the same thing here. If we draw a line there, you're not going to go past that. Left leg's pulling back. It's very good. You do lose it a little bit here through impact in that left leg, but I do like the way that left leg is pulling back here through the impact zone. We've also worked on the right shoulder, right shoulder external rotation. You don't quite get the same amount as Dustin Johnson, and this is a big part of why he hits the ball so far, because he's got this right arm externally rotated, which is then going to fire through impact. It's a very fast movement, so you don't quite have the same ER, but that's okay. Then very stable release, where we don't want the club face too open coming into the ball and having to rotate. So your hands are very stable. We'll see the same thing here with Dustin Johnson, more sort of bowed left wrist going through impact, again very, very stable. So if you've got this rotation and speed in the body, and you've got a stable release, then you can hit the ball long and straight. Let's have a look here. Let's get down the line. There we go. So your shoulders are a little bit open, and then the hips or the legs a little bit closed there, you'll see that, but I'm not too worried about it. After you've made your trigger move, you get into good position there. There's the trigger move, and you know the arms are pretty good, but you can see Dustin Johnson's arms here. You can see his left arm over the right, just a little bit squarer, but yeah, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. You'll see the same little upload here with Johnson, just has that slight up and a back movement. Then we also worked on the back movement there, the spinal movements over time. So you'll see how there's an angle that forms here, lordosis, and lateral bend in the right side, lateral bend, left wrist bowed, that closes the club face a little bit. So now that club face doesn't need to rotate so much through impact. See the same movements in the back, lordosis, right lateral bend, left wrist flexion there, so the club face is what some guys might call closed, just a little bit more shut there. Nice window here between the arms, we can see there as well. So all in all, you've done very nicely. We've worked on maybe 5 things over the last 4 or 5 years: the upload, the body movement, the release, and you've done well. If there's anything here that you don't quite understand, or you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Cheers, Tom.